Hi, this is the Pilot Media team here to show you how to log in and make some basic changes and updates to your club's pages within the new Carefree Boat Club website. If you have any changes that are not covered by this tutorial, then please reach out to the Carefree Boat Club corporate team, or you can reach out to the Pilot Media team for advisement. So to get started, we're going to show you how to log in. So this is going to be the same process that you logged in with before. You're going to navigate to carefreeboats.com/wp-admin. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to use the login associated with the Seattle clubs. Thanks, Justin, for letting us use your login. So you're going to enter your username or your email address and your password. If you need to reset your password, or if you're having any issues with logging in, then you can simply click Lost Your Password. And then you just enter in either your username, and if you don't remember your username, then that's fine. You can just enter in your email address. Click Get New Password, and a password reset link will be sent to your email address. So, same process as before. It's still a WordPress website. So let's get logged in. So I'm just going to log in. In the back end of the site, once you actually get into it, it's going to look almost identical to what you saw before. The big changes are going to be noted on when we actually get into editing pages. So again, just go over a quick dashboard review. This is the page that you're directed to when you first log in. You can see some at-a-glance information. Now, keep in mind that this at-a-glance information is an overview of the entire website as a whole. What you're really primarily going to be focused on are going to be posts, media, and pages. Your posts are your blog posts, if you're utilizing your blog. If you're not utilizing your blog, then you can just ignore this altogether. Your media is going to be your actual images, and if you have any PDF downloads, which most clubs don't, then that will be located here. You can also add media directly into your pages, which I'll show you in just a moment, and your pages. So let's click on pages first of all. And then what that's going to do is take you to your actual club pages. You will notice at the top that there's a button that says All, and if you click it, it will show you everyone's page. However, you do not have editing access to everyone's page. You only have access to the pages that have been assigned to you that are your actual local club's pages. So if you ever open up your pages and for some reason you're seeing all of these pages, you can simply click the Mine button at the top here, and it will only show you the pages that you actually are assigned to. One really interesting and great new feature is that you can actually add new pages, and if you are logged in, for example, I'm logged in as Justin right now. If I'm adding a new page while I'm logged in as Justin, then that page now exists within my ecosystem of pages under the Seattle Club. So if you have any questions about how to add new pages, we'll be happy to go over that with you one-on-one. But it's really simple. You basically would just click Add New, and then there's a couple of additional steps that you would have to take that we can either go over one-on-one with you again, or we can, we'll be happy to schedule maybe a webinar or something to review. So let's say that you want to just edit some content that's on your club. For example, let's just take a look at this about our club page here. You can either hover over the page title and you'll see how it changes color. You can click there, or you can click Edit. So we'll just click right into this page and go into the Edit function. You can also duplicate pages, which is going to be the same thing as adding new, but it makes it a lot easier. One thing to note, you may have seen that on the page, and I'm actually going to go back and demonstrate that again. You'll notice that when you first open the page, there's what looks to be a bunch of code. If you give it a second, then what happens is everything aligns itself into really nicely organized widgets that make it a lot easier to edit. So I would just advise you, as you're getting used to the WordPress ecosystem, to just let the page actually fully load before you get panicked about anything. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is your title here. Your title is going to be what displays at the top of your page. And you'll notice that your permalink can sometimes be different from your title. We do advise you to not, even though there's an edit button here, don't be tempted to actually change this permalink because what will happen is that this page that has been live on the internet for quite some time, under this link, will, if you change that link, then it'll deliver what's called a 404 error. So it'll basically disappear from the internet, and then it confuses users, and it also confuses search engines. So we advise you to not edit your permalinks. So the homepage now, this page itself is now comprised of widgets. So each of these boxes, and then it has a box inside of the box, each of these is called a widget. The first one is called a hero photo. So your hero photo is the large image that's at the very top of your pages. And actually, I'm going to show you what that page looks like here. So this is your hero image. And then you'll notice that there is some text and a logo that's on top of your hero image. This text is not a flat image, it's indexable text, which is good for search engines. And then we have your calls to action for schedule a tour and your phone number. This is a click to call. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we do ask that you not modify your hero header widget, because we wouldn't want to make any modifications to your pages or that would damage your calls to action or confuse your users. So we can go over how to change that information at a later date, but for the purpose of this, this is more of a basic overview. Same thing goes for your Max Mega menu. So this is your menu. This is your navigation menu. So what that looks like on the live site is this menu bar here. So this is a little bit of a change from the way that the site was structured previously. Before, when you logged in and you actually visited one of the local clubs microsites, the corporate header remained static across the top. So for the purpose of keeping users within the ecosystem, in this case of the Seattle location, we created a separate corporate header. So you can still get back to the corporate pages by clicking home. You can also still get back to the corporate pages by clicking this menu. We call this a hamburger menu, and opening it. And this will take you back to the overall corporate pages. But most of the information that somebody who is local, that's in the Seattle market, that's looking to join a Seattle club, is going to be located within these pages. So you have your own navigation bars. For the purpose of security, the Pilot Media team is going to have to be the one who actually makes changes to the navigation bars. So if you are creating a new page and you want to add that page to your navigation bar, then just reach out to us. Once the page is ready to go, then we'll be happy to add that to the navigation bar for you. So anything that's below that navigation bar, in this case we have a video that's embedded, and then we have some content here, some welcome content, and then we have a couple of images and some more content, and then some more images, and then underneath that we have a schedule a tour contact form. So what that looks like on the back end, let's go back into the edit page. And again, you'll see how it toggles back and forth between what looks like complicated code, and then it resolves itself into these really nice, easy to use widgets. So what you'll notice is that this says hero, photo, or video. This is your menu. So we ask that you do not modify these. This is going to be what we call your welcome widget. So this is going to be, you can hover over it and you can click the edit button. Now one thing to note is that you can edit your row. This is editing the widget itself. You want to avoid that. You want to hover over the light gray box and then it turns white, and then click edit. And then you'll notice this widget is your contact form. So you definitely don't want to edit your contact form because you want to make sure that users on the site have an easy way to get in touch with you. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to hover over the gray box. It turns white. I click edit. I give it a moment. It takes a moment to load. And then what happens is the page loads and it automatically toggles to your text editor, but you can easily click visual and then it's going to look a little bit more user-friendly for you. If you're comfortable with a little bit of HTML, then that's all this is. It's very light HTML, but if you want to use the visual editor, then that's fine. This should feel very similar to what the old pages look like when you would edit those on the old website. So this is basically here we have, this is the actual video embed. This is a Vimeo video that's been embedded. Welcome to Carefree Boat Club, Seattle, free on the water training. So then this is all of your content here. And then so like this has been assigned an H3, a heading 3 to make that stand out. You can bold, you can italicize, you can create bulleted lists, you can create numbered lists, you can align left, you can align center, you can hyperlink. If you wanted to hyperlink to an interior page or hyperlink off the site, etc. So you have a lot of different editing options. And then from here, you can also add media. So let's say for the purpose of this tutorial, I wanted to create a space and then I want to add something from the media library. Then I'm just going to grab a random image here. That one looks pretty. And I can insert this into the page. And now that picture is there. And then you can click on the picture, and then what happens, you get this little edit toolbar. So you can align it center. You can remove it if you want to edit that. If you want to remove the caption, you can remove the caption. You can make it link to a page if you would like to. If you are not going to link it to a page, then definitely keep it linked to none, which is the default. Because if you link it to a media file, then what happens is when someone clicks that image, it opens that image in another tab, and it's a really bad user experience. So you just click update, and then when you are ready to publish this, you would click done, and then you would click update. For the purpose of this, I'm not going to make any actual updates on the site, so just going to kind of continue to scroll down, and then I'm going to just X out of all of this without saving it. And then we have more images and more content. So this should feel very familiar to you. It's just basically the body copy that you are used to editing, just like you did on the old site, but instead of it being contained in one container on the body, when you first open the page, it's within a widget, which gives us additional layout options. So I'm going to X out of this. And if I had wanted to save that change, then I would have clicked done, and then you click update. And then I always recommend that you preview your changes before you actually update it. So I'm going to click preview. And give it a second to load. Okay, and then, so now this image, this is what that image would look like, but I'm in a preview mode. And you'll notice that when you're in preview that your URL is really long and convoluted. It doesn't actually exist. So I'm going to X out of the preview, and if I wanted to actually save that, then I would have to click update. One other cautionary note is that we do ask that you do not click this button that says revert to editor. Basically what happens is if you click this button and it reverts back to editor, then it removes all of these widgets. So we don't have the capability at that point on this page, if we revert to the basic layout, to have the big beautiful image at the top of the page and to have that additional menu bar. The fact that this is built out of widgets is what allows us to create those additional layout functions that work much better for everyone. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, if you run into any issues, if you have any questions or need additional assistance, then please feel free to reach out to the Pilot Media team or to the corporate team. We are more than happy to connect and to go over any changes or challenges that you have one-on-one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.